In today's video, a free business class upgrade, a visit to the flight deck, and an experience with some fantastic crew awaits us on our flight to Melbourne with Australia's private regional airline Rex. Alright guys, good evening from Melbourne. Now in today's video we're going to be flying Rex, which stands for Regional Express, on the flight from Hobart direct to Melbourne. Now the thing about this route is that it was actually inaugurated last year and I went on their inaugural flight. And it got me thinking. I was thoroughly impressed at the time with Rex's product offering, but I'm not entirely sure if the service that they were providing was good because they were flying an inaugural flight. So I've taken it upon myself to book this flight and see if Rex is still at the standard that they were. And hopefully it should be a good flight. Yeah, I'm interested to know what Rex's product offerings are like, and I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm hoping that I'll have a good flight. Now today's trip to Hobart Airport takes us from Collins Street at the centre of Hobart's Central Business District all the way to Hobart Airport on the Skybus. To this date, the Skybus remains the most affordable and convenient way to connect Hobart Airport to the city. Now Rex's check-in at Hobart today ticked all the boxes for efficiency. The line was fairly lengthy, but I was cleared in 12 minutes from the time I entered the line. During my check-in, I was alerted for the first time by the Rex staff that I was on their priority list for a potential upgrade to business class. I was instructed to wait for my name to be called over the PA. And on a side note, why does the Duolingo bird gaslight me even when I'm about to fly? Now Victor Hotel - Romeo Yankee uniform was the bird deployed for Hobart this morning. It is about 22 years old since its flying commencement in 2002, sporting 8 business class seats and 168 economy class seats. The aircraft features one of the older type models of the 737's variants. The crew on this late morning / early afternoon flight have to operate the Melbourne to Hobart Melbourne turnaround. Now, I heard an announcement over the PA for Niles, and something told me that this was a poor attempt at pronouncing my first name. Initially, they turned me away, but they were like, "Oh wait, no, hang on, it's you."
Are you sure you're on our list early?
Yeah.
That's your new boarding pass, so we know seats. Thanks so much.
Perfect, thank you so much.
No worries. Tell us that our way.
Sure. Good. Hey, how are you?
Thank you very much.
We have free boots. Now here's the thing about the Rex business class product. As much as the airline claims to be in the league of Qantas, it just simply isn't up to that standard quite as yet. I found it a bit underwhelming for them to serve welcome drinks in a plastic cup. If you look at the brand overall, it's far ahead of its competitor Jetstar and potentially even Virgin, depending on how you look at it, but putting it in the league of Qantas just might not be quite right. The seat headrest is adjustable though, which I quite liked.
Overhead lockers keeping the floor area clear. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable today, or if you'd like any assistance, please don't hesitate. And in the middle is the now we have your full attention. As we demonstrate the safety features of Boeing 737.
After we departed Hobart, our fantastic cabin manager came around and politely introduced the options we had for breakfast. We had an egg frittata with bacon or a salad. Unlike the usual classic veg and non-veg options I've seen on other airlines, it's quite common to instead see a hot or cold option on domestic flights in Australia. I opted for a cup of white coffee and it was promptly brought to my seat. Unfortunately, once again, it was in a paper cup rather than a mug. Now today I opted for the hot meal option. Now I will add that I usually don't eat bacon, but this was actually quite good. They also had a fantastic dessert which tasted quite amazing. I did ask them what it was. She did tell me what it was, but I actually have no recollection of what she said. Now in the grand scheme of things, I needed to take a few things into consideration. First, I didn't pay for this upgrade, so I don't want it to sound like I'm being too picky about the plastic and paper cups, because to literally anyone else, it honestly wouldn't matter. Second, Rex is definitely on its way up, and I wanted to give this airline the highest possible rating because it genuinely was a nice flying experience, but certain elements of their service require them to refine and fine-tune a few components before they can meet that mark. So it broke my heart to give them 4 instead of 5 on the food and in-flight offering criteria. But what I can speak extremely highly of is the fact that the meal itself is a 2-course offering with the main course and a dessert. For a flight that's just under 1 hour, that's actually quite impressive. The toilets were okay. It wasn't clean to its finest, and I didn't know if the tissues were just crushed up or part of some floral design that they were going for. However, the facility is definitely satisfactory, so the airline reviewer in me has nothing more to say on that front. Now the truth is that while most might think that Rex is a fairly new airline, it's actually been around for a while. When the Ansett Group collapsed, Hazelton and Kendall Airlines were rescued to form Rex in 2002. And to this date, Rex has about 56 destinations split into either domestic air travel such as connecting Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, or regional air travel operated on their smaller jets to the likes of Griffith, Mildura and Albury. For a comprehensive list of where Rex can fly you, I'll link their route map in the description. Now Rex doesn't have the sort of network that Virgin and Qantas do, but they're definitely making some big strides in that area. Rex has now partnered with UAE's flag carrier Etihad Airways as well as Delta Airlines to offer its customers a seamless travel experience through their network. Now there was a small surprise waiting for me after we landed, and I'll let you stay tuned to find out what happened. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please comment, rate the video and subscribe, and slam the bell button icon so you never miss out, and stay tuned to the very end to see how Rex scored overall. Now when we landed, I initially asked if I could have a picture in the cabin to replicate the first picture that I ever took on Rex on their inaugural flight, but the cabin manager was an absolute legend and said, "How about I do you one better and offer you a chance to see the flight deck?" Now I played it cool, but I was actually dying of excitement inside, and I didn't film inside for obvious reasons, but I had a very nice chat with the first officer. I was in there for all of 5 minutes until the ground staff needed to turn the plane around for its sector back to Sydney, but I am truly grateful that I got to get in there. The final score coming up next.
Thank you.